All right, today we're diving into something absolutely crucial for any healthcare provider out there. How do you build a brand that doesn't just get noticed, but actually earns a patient's trust for life? Let's jump right in. This is a big question, isn't it? Let's be real. The digital world is noisy. It's crowded. So in the middle of all that chaos, how do you make sure the people who really need your help can actually find their way to you? And this, right here, is the perfect way to think about it. Your brand isn't just some logo or a catchy tagline. It's a lighthouse. It's that bright, unwavering beacon of trust that cuts through all the fog and guides people to the care they're searching for. So being that lighthouse today, well, it's not just a nice to have. It is an absolute necessity. This is the modern challenge for every single provider, and a strong brand is the essential guide that patients are desperately looking for. And this goes way beyond just getting new people through the door. We're talking about building a real relationship. Your brand is truly the key that unlocks the kind of deep trust and loyalty that can last a lifetime. Okay, so to really get a handle on the power of a modern brand, we're actually going to take a step back in time, because the word itself has this surprising ancient origin that totally reframes how we should be thinking about it. Believe it or not, the word brand comes from, well, this. A physical mark literally burns onto livestock. It was a super simple, clear way to show ownership. But it was also something more. It was a promise. It was a guarantee of quality and origin that was tied to that owner's reputation. And you can draw a straight line from that ancient practice to what we do today, right? What was a mark of ownership is now a mark of trust. What used to assure buyers of quality now assures patients about your standards of care. That old promise of standards has evolved into a deep, modern commitment to your core values. And that is why calling your brand marketing fluff just completely misses the boat. It is not fluff. Your brand is your public promise. It's your commitment to providing consistent, high-quality care that every single patient can rely on. Okay, so if your brand is a promise, how do you actually build it? How do you create a structure to make sure you can deliver on it? Well, you need a blueprint. So let's walk through the exact steps for building your very own brand lighthouse. And it's not some big mystery. There's a pretty clear 5-step process. But the order here is really, really important. It all starts with the foundation, defining your core values. Everything else, your consistent visuals, the stories you tell, it all has to flow from there. Once that identity is rock solid, then you can amplify it with technology and a killer online presence. So let's break down those first few steps, make them a little more real. Your core values, maybe they're compassion and innovation. Okay, great. Now your visuals have to scream that from the rooftops, everywhere. Same logos, same colors, same fonts, no exceptions. And your stories? They need to bring those values to life by sharing real patient wins and showing the passion of your team. All right, once you've got that blueprint locked down, it's time to talk tools. We need to look at the modern digital toolkit that's going to bring your brand to life and make that lighthouse shine even brighter. Now here's the secret sauce. Every single tool you use does two things. It performs a function, yeah, but it also sends a powerful message. Using telemedicine, that doesn't just expand your reach, it shouts, "We are accessible and convenient." Using AI, that's not just personalizing care, it broadcasts, "We are on the cutting edge." Every tool is a chance to reinforce your brand's promise. So what's the payoff? What really happens when a practice decides to go all in on this stuff? When they build the blueprint and use the tools the right way? Let's talk about the impact, because it is huge. Let me give you a quick story. There was this small clinic, right? And they decided to completely revamp their whole identity. They updated their logo, they built a new website, and they started sharing these really authentic, powerful patient stories on social media. And the result? Get this. In just 6 months, their patient inquiries shot up by 40%. 40! That's not just a little bump. That is a game changer, a fundamental transformation. And that just goes to show you, this is about so much more than just numbers on a spreadsheet. Of course, a strong brand drives growth, but it also clarifies the mission for your own team, boosting morale, and it forges those meaningful, trust-based connections that are really at the heart of everything you do. Okay, so all of this brings the question back to you and to your practice. It's time to do a little self-assessment. How strong is your lighthouse?
Are your core values really truly communicated in everything you do? Is your message consistent across every single platform? And are you using technology not just for its function, but to send the right message? Look, at the end of the day, building a powerful brand, it's not a quick fix, it's not something you do overnight. It's a lot like planting a tree. It takes time, it takes real care, and it needs the right environment to grow. But if you do it right, it'll grow into something strong and lasting. So the only real question is, when are you going to start planting?